Hi everyone, I am Apollonia Ponti, founder of ApolloniaPonti.com, your dating and relationship coach for you men to attract that woman that you truly desire and to get to the confidence that you want in your love life. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about something very common that I hear all the time in my coaching sessions in the comments as well, and it is, do looks really matter to women? All right, so this is a question that is so popular in today's world, and you might have a difference of opinion. But the reason why I want to do this video is because I want to not only give you the encouragement, I also want to give you factual and visual reasons why this is not true to some of you that may think that women are only attracted to good-looking men. Now, I've been in the industry for a very long time now, and I have seen so many different men approach me. Men that have been confident, men that have been not so confident, and men that have had social anxiety or shyness. And I see three common things. And the three common things that I always see is typically a lack of confidence somewhere, even with the good-looking men. I've worked with thousands and thousands of men from all over the world. And one of the biggest things I want to remind you of is even good-looking men lack the fact that they think that they can get a beautiful woman. Not all good-looking men can get a beautiful woman. So I'm going to tell you why. As I say a lot in my videos, I talk about how to form emotional connections with women, how to keep up with your attraction, and this is what gets them attracted to you. When you are a man that stands grounded in who you are and know exactly where you're coming from, your intentions and everything, and are confident in that, then you will get that girl. No matter how ugly you think you are, no matter if you're balding, if you have white hair, women want a man that is not only spontaneous, but is witty with his response, is charming, knows how to hold a conversation with a woman, and asks different questions than every other man out there. Instead of just coming up to her and saying, hey, you're so pretty, hey, you're hot. This is just common things that men do. So what makes you stick out that will make her attracted to you? This is what I talk about so much in my one-on-one coaching sessions with men. We get to the bottom of what it is that truly attracts a woman. So the reason why I wanted to make this video is because when you say that women are only attracted to money or only attracted to looks, it's just an excuse, because at the end of the day, what happens here is not all women are attracted just to money and just to looks. The bad women might be just attracted to money because that's all they want, and typically they're in their 20s, or sometimes they might even be in that age where they're older. But that's why I talk about how to have conversations, what to look for that are red flags, because these women, their actions will not lie. But it's up to you to determine that, just like it is for a woman when she's with a man. It's vice versa. So let me give you proof in all of this. Here's the proof in the pudding. I schedule Skype sessions with men to help them go on dates, and we reenact dates, we talk about confidence, we really get down to the bottom of what's holding them back. And more than 50% of this time, I would say 70% of this time, these men that book sessions with me are attractive men. They are attractive men to the point where women will give them the opportunity as long as they stepped up from themselves and felt comfortable with it, because there's this whole thing about fear of rejection. And because of fear of rejection, we put this facade in our head that women only want good-looking men or men with money. And it's just not true. We want a man that's going to make us feel stable, just like we would want to make them feel stable. Also, we want to live a life with a lot of opportunity. So what is it in life that he can offer you? What is it in life that she can offer you? How can you bring up each other to live a life that you truly, truly love together? That is what we want ultimately, especially if you're finding a woman that wants a relationship. And let me clarify this. Just because a man is good looking does not mean that he can get every girl. I've had times where good looking men have approached me and had nothing good to say. I have a handful of gorgeous, gorgeous women. Let's just put it this way, men. I have one of my best friends that models for FHM, and she is a headstrong, beautiful woman with a lot of confidence. And her and I myself, let's just talk about these two things, because I have the relationship with you, and here is someone else that I am close with too. And all of our conversations are based around when men approach us when we were single was, God, this good looking guy is such a waste. Only if he could have an intellectual conversation with us. Only if he could stick out of the bunch and have that confidence. Only if he could have that dignity, he could be so much better. And this has eluded me to do what I do because of the fact that even a confident guy can go up to a beautiful woman and not feel heard, and the woman can just be like, yeah, I'll take your number. No, I don't want your number. Or I'll take your number and I'll call you. Trust me, it happened so much. And I want to give you an example. I want to think about the time where you've gone out in a social environment and there was a time where you saw a man and he was probably bald and short, and then all of a sudden he's standing next to this beautiful woman, and this woman is gorgeous, and you're thinking like, damn, how did he get this woman? He must have a lot of money. No. Here's what's wrong. Every man goes back on the excuse of he must have a lot of money or he's good looking, but that is not the case. I have so many male friends that are like 5'6", 5'5", that aren't even tall, that are balding, that are not even good looking, but they have so much charm, they have so much charisma, they have so much fun when they're around people, they're positive, they're uplifting, and these guys get like 8 to 10s. These women that walk in are a 5'10" Russian blonde woman or Brazilian woman or these beautiful African American women, whatever it is, they're so beautiful. And these women are like 8 out of 10s. And I just always smile when I see them walk in with a beautiful girl, or now one has a girlfriend. And she's gorgeous and she's intelligent and she's beautiful. And it's because of the fact that he was persistent in his game with her. And I know you hate that word, probably, game, but I don't want to say it as like the black book way of game, because it's not. Game meaning, what is the internal game that you have with yourself? So what are your qualities? What are your lacks? Start making moves and working on your lacks. Do something, read books, book coaching sessions with me, because I can guarantee you that 5-foot guy that's out there, that bald guy, whatever you are, you can get a very good looking woman as long as you approach the situation from a positive mindset and change the way that you think of it, because we are so used to making excuses for everything that we don't have. And that is the underlying issue behind all of this. There's so many times where you might think, oh wow, he's rich because he has this good looking woman. No, not all the time, man. I see it firsthand. I see it in my Skype sessions. I see it in my workshops here in Miami. There are so many men that come to me, and more than 60 to 70% of them are actually decent looking men that just need a little bit more grooming, maybe just updated their style, updated their game, meaning their inner confidence, what drives them, and understand how to really communicate and to approach a woman. And that's exactly what I teach. There's so many times where I want to give you another example. I was at a restaurant the other night and I was having a glass of wine with my girlfriends. And I sat back and I just noticed this beautiful woman walking in this restaurant alone. And it looks like she was looking for maybe some of her girlfriends. And as she walks in, I mean, she's like a 10 plus. She walks in and a guy stares at her and kind of like is like, hey girl. And she just rolls her eyes, obviously. Another guy comes up to her and offers for her to buy her a drink immediately. And she says, no, I'm okay, thank you, and walks away. And then another guy comes up to her and she basically at that point was over it. She was over it because this is so common. This is what they do. This is what men do. They approach her and they don't have anything original to say. So then one of my friends, boyfriend's friend that was with us, was like, I really want to talk to her. This guy was not even good looking. And he said, but he was confident. And he asked me, what should I say to her? Because I'm like pretty nervous and I think she's pretty beautiful and she's out of my league. And I told him, well, one, don't think of her as out of your league. Think of her that she's below your league when you approach her. And two, make a comment about something she's wearing possibly, or something that you saw, or something funny. Be very witty, but also underhand it with a compliment. So we talked about it and he said, well, what would I say if I come up to her? And she was wearing this shocking red dress and it was very, very tight and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I told him to say this: that red dress is really loud and causes a lot of attention. So maybe that is the reason why you're getting so many men approach you, is because the color of your dress. And then he smiles. And the woman thought it was so funny. Do you see how he's not telling her she's beautiful? She's not telling her he's hot. He's not asking her for a drink. He's actually sticking out and saying, you basically just wore a red dress that's going to give you attention. That's why men are approaching you. But obviously this woman is a 10. So no man has the balls really to even say that to her. So she ends up talking to him. They go back and forth and they talking all night. She came over, really nice girl. And now they've gone out on a date together. You see, man, and he was not even good looking. He was actually shorter than her. But he spit so much confidence, which is game. He spit so much confidence to the fact that she was intrigued by him. She connected emotionally with him because of the fact that he stuck out from a lot of other men out there. And once you step out behind that curtain of excuses and show up to do the work and really, really do it and know that you have it in you, you will find those women. And I want to give you another scenario. You know, have you ever been with your friends, let's just say, or maybe you have a good looking guy friend, or maybe you're a good looking guy yourself, and you go out to a nightclub and you are talking to maybe bottle service girls, and they're like a 10, and you talk to them and you talk to them, but you know they're just there because that's their job, and they're talking to you and they're keeping up with you and they're asking you questions, but you're intrigued and they captivate your attention because they're so professional at this. They understand what they're doing. They know what they're doing because it's money, it's paid money. But then you have this girl that all of a sudden just comes in out of nowhere and starts talking to you. And she's probably not even as pretty as these server girls, but she's asking you the right questions. She's witty in her responses. She's keeping up with the Joneses, meaning your responses, you're going back and forth, you're laughing, and you notice that you have a connection. And you're like, holy crap, this girl is actually really, really cool. Same thing for women. It's the same thing that happens for us women. So how can you make that connection with a woman? Stop making excuses and saying, you're too short, don't have enough money. It's not the truth. Yeah, go after your goals, have a job, work out, be fit, work on your style. But other than that, you have to be able to bring it all together and know and own who you truly are in order to captivate that beautiful woman. So looks at the end of the day, men, do not matter. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And I know it was a little bit, I was just going on because I just freestyled this video because it's so common that this is what happens. But I wanted to send this message to you. I enjoy hearing from you, so please comment below if you have any questions, comments, or if you're struggling with this, I invite you to comment below or book a session with me, and we will sit down one-on-one and talk about your attraction skills and how to move forward with this. As always, I'll see you again in the next video, and remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.